Hey, good morning. Patricia Murphy here. It's Saturday. This is Seattle Now. Today we're bringing you the best from the KUOW newsroom. First, in Tukwila, a class of fourth graders ended the school year with a big public art show full of mixed emotions. The school is a hub for new immigrant students, and the artwork celebrates some of their journeys. As KUOW's Gustavo Sagrero reports, the show came at the end of a tough year as immigration enforcement took a toll on this classroom.
About 60 kids are on stage for a last-minute rehearsal at the auditorium of Foster High School in Tukwila. Parents will be here soon to see what these fourth graders have been not so quietly working on for the past few months. The students will share stories, digital art, and songs about what it was like coming to the U.S., and also pride for the traditions they and others have brought to this country. Like Prajna, she'll be performing a classical dance from Nepal wearing shimmering regalia. She and others have been gifted a friendship bracelet that a friend, Lucy, handed out a few months back. Prajna says this performance is partly a tribute to Lucy.
A lot of my friends, they can stand up for each themselves, but I want to be there to help them just in case they can't.
Lucy isn't here anymore. Midway through the school year, Lucy's mom was detained during an ICE check-in and later deported to El Salvador. Lucy went with her. Most of the kids know what happened. The teacher putting the show together says 2 other parents were also deported and 1 entire family. That teacher is Michael Grant, but everyone calls him Mr. Michael.
Hey, Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael.
Another student, Watson, is trying to get his attention as he plinks away on the piano. With the help of grant funding, Mr. Michael worked for several months with a local arts program to help the students put on the show. At a time of heightened fears of immigration enforcement, Mr. Michael wanted to make space for the kids to express themselves, celebrate each other, and where they came from.
They deserve to not have to hide, and they deserve to be able to tell the stories on their own terms and share culture in public and express fears and hopes and dreams like everyone without the repression that is a hallmark of this moment.
The parents involved with this event have some worries about it being public, but ultimately wanted it to go on. As a precaution, they posted some security outside the auditorium to watch for ICE and help people feel safe. Mr. Michael says this performance is meant to help people come together.
I want this program to have motivating power for everyone to stick up for their community in whatever way makes sense.
Finally, the parents arrive. It's showtime.
We traveled from my birthplace by boat and by plane.
Some of us came running from injustice, fear, and pain. Here are some of those stories.
The kids sing together in Spanish, Arabic, and English. Some perform dances, others show digital artwork, each with their own story. One piece was as simple as an eagle celebrating America. Another, a watermelon, memorializing one kid's journey from Afghanistan to the U.S. Afterwards, I spoke with classmates Watson, Prajna, and Johanan outside. Prajna was the first to explain to Watson when it first happened that Lucy stopped coming to school because her family was deported. Johanan also had a friendship bracelet from Lucy and says they got to be pretty close.
And usually in class she used to cry a lot, but when we noticed that she was gone, our teacher told us what happened. It's still confusing and I'm still getting over it, but she was one great friend.
Prajna, Johanan, and Watson all have a message for Lucy.
Lucy, we miss you. We hope you're safe.
Lucy, we miss you, mi amiga.
Lucy, you may not know me.
Watson takes a second to think. He didn't get to know Lucy in person like the others. Maybe you could come back, he says. Maybe we could meet. Gustavo Sagrero, KUOW News.
Next, it's been 5 years since a record-shattering heat wave hit the Northwest, killing an estimated 1,200 people. As the world's climate keeps warming, we can expect more heat and more deaths. John Ryan looks at efforts to make our next heat wave less deadly.
I'm standing in the walk-in freezer at Harborview Hospital in Seattle. This is one of the most important places when extreme heat hits the Pacific Northwest.
Often our best tool to cool somebody off is just ice to their bodies.
Arvin Akhavan is an emergency physician at Harborview Medical Center. Big hospitals like Harborview have high-tech equipment designed to quickly lower an overheated patient's core body temperature. But sometimes nothing works faster than a simple ice bath, sometimes with the patient inside a body bag.
It's ridiculously simple that we just cool them off.
In June 2021, as temperatures passed 100 day after day, hospitals learned some hard lessons, like make sure you have enough ice and body bags on hand, and make sure hospitals are talking to each other. Areas like South King County had many more heat victims than the cooler, shadier parts of Seattle. Akhavan takes me to Harborview's radio room. It's filled with phones and two-way radios.
Hypoxia.
In a disaster scenario, this would be the room that we stand up to help coordinate where patients would go.
During the heat dome, hospitals in Everett and Renton were swamped by patients with heat exhaustion and heat stroke. One hospital nearly ran out of ice. Another had to cancel elective procedures. Steve Mitchell heads the emergency medicine department at the University of Washington.
They just couldn't keep up with that demand because nobody was organizing the distribution of Medic 1 units that were going to the hospitals.
Health officials say since then the region has beefed up its cooperation between hospitals. Of course, prevention is better than cure. Experts say the bigger challenge is to keep people from being hurt by heat in the first place. Extreme heat kills more Americans each year than any other natural disaster. The Northwest has historically lacked air conditioning. We basically didn't need it, at least west of the Cascades. But that has changed along with our climate. Kim Virant got air conditioning after she and her dog had to flee their apartment in Shoreline in the heat dome.
I'm relieved and thankful to have the AC, but also bummed out that you have to get it and that things have changed. And I think after that 2021, it was that realization that it's never going to be what it was before.
The share of Seattle area homes with air conditioning has nearly doubled in less than a decade. The latest census data shows nearly 2/3 of homes in the Seattle metropolitan area with air conditioning. Still, that leaves 1 million people or more living in what can become dangerously hot homes. The city of Seattle has discounted or handed out heat pumps to about 3,600 homes to keep homes cool. And the city has many more cooling centers, like public libraries with air conditioning, than it did 5 years ago. But many people don't have the option of staying in air-conditioned space. Outdoor workers, like these roofers repairing a garage in Shoreline, get exposed to some of the highest temperatures. Richard Geyer represents Roofers Union Local 153 in Tacoma.
If it's 100 degrees outside, it's probably 120 degrees on that roof. And if these guys and ladies are doing torch down and hot tar roofing, it could be even hotter than that.
The state put new protections for outdoor workers in place in 2023. But agency officials say it's too soon to tell whether the requirements for rest breaks, water, and shade have made a difference. Geyer says roofers have been taking care of themselves in the heat long before the state got involved.
My contractors, they look ahead. We see the weather forecast and they plan accordingly. Days like today, my contractors will let my crews start early. They will start at 5 a.m. and off at 1 p.m. to beat the heat.
King County now has a heat emergency plan. It has protocols for getting quickly into emergency mode, standing up cooling centers and outreach to homeless camps before a heat wave hits. Brendan McCluskey runs emergency management for the county. He says government can't do it all.
In situations like that, you check on your friends and neighbors, especially those who are elderly or might need some extra assistance.
Climate scientists say the most important step to save lives from worsening heat waves in the Northwest or anywhere else is to end pollution from fossil fuels. John Ryan, KUOW News.
And finally, road trash cleanup often involves people along a highway in orange vests with grabbers and plastic bags. But in Oregon, there's an annual trash pickup event that's more like a party. Thousands of people come together to pick up trash by day and camp out with live music and fun at night. Matt Martin was there last weekend.
That's trash crashing into a huge dumpster in a field in the small town of Madras, Oregon. It's part of the Gambler 500. The gimmick is to buy a junky car for $500 and gamble on whether or not you can get it running. Once you do, you take that car to race on public lands and collect as much garbage as possible. These cars are heavily modified and painted wild colors. A truck with a dragon on the hood that spits real flames, or a car frame with a boat Frankensteined onto it, known as a Lamborghini. Tate Morgan founded the Gambler 500. He says it's a way to gamify public service.
It's the Mary Poppins, spoonful of sugar thing. If you just said, hey, let's go pick up trash, you would get a half a dozen people. But if you set up this big, cool challenge where people could let their freak flag fly and build crazy, weird cars and not be put in a box, then this is what happens.
It really is a party.
You guys want some beer?
RVs and tents dot the field. There are food vendors and concerts. It's like Burning Man meets Mad Max meets the Sierra Club. Robert Kenton wears a top hat and jacket covered in patches from past Gambler events. He's never missed one since 2018. He says all the regulars have grown up and experienced life together.
We've gotten married, we've gotten divorced, we've had kids, cancer, births, suicides, stuff like that. So we all kind of just become this kind of weirdly dysfunctional off-roading group family.
The Gambler 500 has spread beyond Oregon. Satellite groups have popped up from California to New York. Tate Morgan is happy his idea has taken hold.
I think we've also addressed a certain portion of our society and outdoor users who didn't fit in the archetype of how people wanted to define environmentalists and stewardship.
These gamblers have removed more than 5 million pounds from public lands in Oregon over the years, a testament to the group's slogan, ABG, Always Be Gambling. For KUOW News, I'm Matt Martin in Madras, Oregon.
Appreciate you listening to Seattle Now, and thanks to our generous financial donors. You make this show go. If you have a minute this weekend, why not rate and review Seattle Now? Our production team includes Caroline Chamberlain-Gomez, Vaughn Jones, Andy Hurst, Brooklyn Jamerson Flowers, and Paige Browning. Greg Kramer does our theme music. Seattle Now and KUOW Public Radio are members of the NPR network. I'm Patricia Murphy. Happy 4th of July. See you soon.